So the commenter is asking what my opinion is on Stalinist or Stalinism. And my opinion is that there is no such thing as Stalinism or a Stalinist. That's generally a pejorative used to try and discredit Marxism-Leninism, which is what we mean. And sometimes we do use this word between ourselves because it's kind of been pushed onto us, right? Stalinist or Stalinism. But basically, it just means that we're Marxist-Leninist. And this is Leninism by Joseph Stalin. And in it, he's saying, what is Leninism? And he's going to answer for us, but I just want to say real quickly that essentially Marxism-Leninism or Stalinism, as it gets called here and there, is just Marxism in the age of imperialism. Okay, that's the easy answer. But here, let's read Stalin. He says, what then is Leninism? Leninism is the Marxism of the epoch of imperialism and of the proletarian revolution. To be more precise, Leninism is the theory and the tactic of the proletarian revolution in general, and the theory and tactic of the dictatorship of the proletariat in particular. Marx and Engels lived in a pre-revolutionary period when imperialism was still in an embryonic condition, when the workers were only preparing for the revolution, when the proletarian revolution had not yet become an immediate and practical necessity. Lenin, the disciple of Marx and Engels, lived in a period of fully developed imperialism, in a period when the proletarian revolution was already underway, in a period when the proletarian revolution had already triumphed in one country, had made an end of bourgeois democracy, and had begun the era of proletarian democracy, the era of Soviets. And Stalin goes on, right? So my opinion of Marxism-Leninism is extremely high. I'm a Marxist-Leninist. The word Stalinist is a loaded word, and it's used in order to try and kind of put certain connotations onto Marxism-Leninism, right? And so I don't particularly use that word, but to answer your question, A+, I give it. Sure, you can find a little blurb on, say, like Wikipedia that will say this, that Stalinism was the time period of Stalin running the show in the USSR, right? But the first use of Stalinism was by an associate of Stalin, and Stalin opposed the use as excessive and cult of personality. Stalin opposed all of those things that tried to lift him up in that way. In Georgy Dimitrov's diary, they're talking about a time when all these communist leaders are all together, these folks who are running the Communist International. Stalin's there, and somebody gives a toast, and they're saying, hey, here's to Stalin, our great leader. And Stalin cuts him off and says, no. Paraphrasing here, obviously. He says, no, it is not about me. It is about the middle cadre. That is who is the most important here. That is who are the most important party members, the middle cadre. Those of us nameless party members that are who pushes and propel and pull and carry the party and the revolution forward. Stalin was opposed to these types of things, Stalinism. He was a Marxist-Leninist, described himself as such. And if there is such a thing as Stalinism, folks, then name a Stalinist party. Okay, the Party of Communist USA, that is a Bolshevik party here in the United States. They describe themselves as a Marxist-Leninist party, not a Stalinist party. Stalinism, Stalinist, is a word that is put on to us by, generally speaking, outsiders. There's no revolutionaries. I mean, show me a revolutionary. Does Fidel Castro, did he call himself a Stalinist? No. Marxist, Leninist. Are there any international parties out there that you can point to that call themselves Stalinist? Are there any past historical revolutionaries or current that call themselves Stalinist? No. By and large, it is meant to be a pejorative, an insult. It's meant to have connotations of repression and oppression and heavy-handedness. That's what it means. It's not a deviation of Marxism-Leninism, as someone else said in the comments. That's just simply, it's not true. And if it is true, then prove it. Provide us with some actual examples. So anyways, no, Stalinism doesn't exist.